Hi there, it's Erin Duffy, your stage presence coach, back again with another tip to help amplify your stage presence and own your unique voice so that you feel comfortable and confident in every room you walk into. And today, we are going to talk about something I see so often with people who are doing presentations, and that is we hide behind the deck. Now, I have a great deal of compassion for this. I completely understand. In fact, I've done it myself. And I also understand it really well. And that's in when the stakes are really high. And let's be serious, anytime we're doing a presentation or we're doing a keynote, the stakes are high, right? So what happens is the deck can feel like protection, right? It gives us structure. It gives us something to point to. It also gives us a place to look to when the room feels really big. And then sometimes we'll also add more slides, right? Like we want to add more data, more proof, more explanation. And before we know it, the deck becomes sort of a shield between us and the audience. But here is the thing. Your audience isn't there to build a relationship with your deck. They are there to hear you, to build a relationship with you. Your slides can definitely support the moment for sure, but they cannot lead the room. You do that. That's your job. That's the fun part about presenting, right? Because in your presentation, people are not only looking for the information that you're sharing, they're actually listening for your point of view, what you're bringing to the room. They're looking for your judgment, your ideas, your clarity, your ability to make meaning to the material that you're presenting. And that does not come from the deck. That actually comes from you. And now, I am not saying that a deck isn't important. Absolutely, your slides are very important, but they're there to support you, not lead. Okay, a strong slide for sure. They clarify an idea. They reinforce your message. They actually help your audience understand something much more quickly. But when the deck becomes the main event, guess what happens? Your presence disappears. Your connection with your audience disappears behind that deck. And that's not what we want, right? And it is in those moments where you, as the speaker, as the keynote speaker, you actually lose impact. Okay, here's the thing. You know your material. You have your expertise, and you have something very valuable to share with your audience. But instead of leading the room from there, you start to narrate your slides, right? How many of us have done that? I mean, for sure. And there is a big difference. So narrating a deck sounds more like, okay, here on this slide, right? Sound familiar? But leading the room sounds more like, here is what matters, or here is what I want you to notice, or here is where we need to go next. That's the shift, because all eyes are on you. The slide is there to support you. So here is a simple tip that I'm going to share that's going to help move you from sort of the narration to leading the room. I want you to look at your current keynote or presentation that you're working on, and I want you to take 3 of the slides from that presentation, and I want you to practice the following. Instead of saying, on this slide you'll see, I want you to try, what I want you to notice here is, or the bigger point here is, or possibly what this means for us is. And you may have some other statements that you would add in there, but try those 3. Because guess what happens with those phrases? The phrases force you to interpret the information, not just present the slide. And guess what? The audience wants to hear your interpretation. They want to hear your thought leadership. That's why you're there. And that is when your audience needs from you, okay? They don't want a tour of your deck, not at all. They want your perspective. They want your ideas. They want your clarity. They want your leadership, all right? So simple tip, okay? I want you all to try it. Pick 3 slides from your current keynote and practice that and listen to what comes out and share that thought leadership and see how it feels. Because here's the thing, your audience does not need you to read your slides. They need you to lead them through your ideas. That's why they're there. They want you. So try it. Let me know how it goes. It's a really simple tip. And I know once you start practicing, it's going to become just the norm for you. So try it. All right, that's it for this time. Let me know how it goes. And I'll see you next time for another tip that's going to help you bring your authentic and unique stage presence to every room you walk into.